Hey everybody, it's Drew with the Lift Brands Myzone team. I just wanted to lead you through navigating the software today. So as you can see right now, we're already in the Myzone software. You can see the Snap Fitness logo in the upper left, the MEPS accrued right next to that logo, and then in the upper right, you've got the time as well as the Myzone logo. So what I'm going to have you do first is use that handheld keyboard that you have and use the touchpad in the center of that keyboard to navigate up to this Myzone logo in the upper right corner. What that Myzone logo will do is every time you tap the touchpad when your cursor is over that, it's going to launch a menu. So always keep in mind that Myzone logo essentially is a menu. So you click on that, it's going to unlock a basic menu. You can see the options available to you right now are belts and range, demo belts, load class, timers, outcomes, videos, tile focus, and sort tiles. The thing that we're going to do right now is unlock the admin. So your password to do this is owner, all lowercase. So go ahead and type that in, and that's going to expand that menu a little bit further for you and give you a couple more options. So the two most notable options that you probably see that you didn't before are settings and tools, which is exactly what we're going to dive into first. So we're going to go to settings. And after you go to settings, we're going to start by clicking on tile settings. What I'm going to have you do first is make sure that there are three things enabled. Play FX is usually good, although I guess you really don't have to. Auto show tiles, that's something that you're going to want to make sure is enabled, and you can see that is indicated by the circle being filled in with that green color. And dummy tiles on startup. So dummy tiles on startup was not enabled here, but now it is. And then the dummy tile count is set to 4 right now, which is good. If you wanted to ever change that, you can just click into that, click into this input box, and then backspace and choose whatever you want for your dummy tile count. I would not recommend going any higher than 4, but that's a good number right now, so we'll stay right there. We're going to hit the 3 dots to get back to the previous menu, but just so you can see on this page, the 3 things that we have enabled, the dummy tile count is set to 4. Targets enabled can be edited at any point as well, but we'll leave that disabled for the time being. All right, so advertising space is the next thing that we're going to go into. Right now, the video and ad rotation is listed as off, as is everything else on this screen. So we're going to enable show ads. We're going to enable show ads with tiles, so that basically means that your advertisements will display on the screen alongside anybody that is working out in the club, which is a good thing. Obviously, you want people to be able to see their tiles, and you want the advertisements to show if that's what you're looking for. Ad duration is currently set to 10 seconds. If you wanted to adjust that, you could click into that. And then what I would do personally is I would recommend setting that anywhere between 30 and 45 seconds. But again, this is totally customizable to your liking. And then go ahead and enable the leaderboard and ad rotation, because what this will do is it'll give your members a snapshot of where they stand amongst competition in the club, and serves as a way to motivate them to both get on that leaderboard and to make their way up it. So go ahead and enable that. Video and ad rotation, if you ever wanted the Myzone corporate video promotional videos to be displayed through a rotation with your other advertisements, what you would do is you do this. You would click into that video and ad rotation playlist, click playlist, and then you can select any of these 3 videos. So for those of you familiar with this, you probably recognize the All I Need and the This Is Myzone video. But the one that I would recommend most out of all 3 is the one that they just implemented not too long ago, that is called This Is Myzone for Clubs. So if you're going to do any of them, I would select that one. For right now, I'm not going to. But after you're done, you can hit the green check mark, which will close out of that. And then you can do like you did before and click these 3 little dots on the left side of the screen, which will back you out to the previous menu. Lastly, you can scroll over to display settings, and this is more of a verification step, just making sure that the show video on screen is set to 0 and that the main screen is also set to 0. So those two work together, and that you don't have show video on screen 1 or something like that when the main screen is 0 or something similar to that situation. Dual display is also selected on here, which is fine because this club is most likely running a dual display. Optimal tiles per screen is set to 32. If you ever wanted to adjust that, you would just click into there and do exactly like we did before. You just backspace and then select whatever your optimal tiles per screen are. And then you can hit the green check mark. 32 is pretty good. It's standard for most clubs because a lot of the time there will not be 32 members in the club working out, and especially with Myzone at one given time. But if you ever wanted to run like a class or something like that on the weekend and wanted all of your members, if you had more than 32 and wanted all of your members to appear on one screen, you could go in there quick and adjust that all the way up to 100. So after you're done with that, just go and click on those 3 little dots again, which will back you out. And then you can hit this red X to exit out of that menu. So the first thing that I'm going to have you do now is, obviously some settings automatically change, like the advertisements when we enabled that, the leaderboard and such. But the one thing that didn't was dummy tiles on the screen. So what I'm going to have you do right now is hold Alt and then click F4 at the same time, which will back you out to the Windows desktop screen. So all we're going to do now is just exit out of this update manager, and then we're just going to simply double click on the program itself again, which will relaunch the software, and all of your changes should now be in effect, as you will see. So there are the dummy tiles, and as you can see, the advertisement section is still on the screen. So that is what that would look like. That's how you set up that part of your Myzone software and television screen. Looks great, feels great. If you wanted to go back up to that Myzone logo now and launch the menu, just like we had done before, just by tapping on that logo with your touchpad, the next and last thing that we're going to do is we're going to go through how to set up demo belts. So you're going to type in your password to unlock the admin again, which is owner, all lowercase, OWNER. And here you're going to go to Tools. From there, you're going to go to Configure Demo Belts, as that is the first step in configuring and getting your demo belt set up. For the time being, we're just going to go to this top left one, which is 202. I've seen a lot of them be 1 before with a nickname or serial number, but what you're going to want to do here is type in the serial number and a nickname, and then after you're done, you're going to hit the green check mark. So that will save that as a demo belt. Obviously, I didn't do it here because I don't have a demo belt in front of me. But after you're done with that, then you can go to this Demo Belts tab, which will just be on the main menu, that basic menu or the expanded menu. You'll see that either way after you go through the configuration. So you'll click into Demo Belts, and that top left demo belt that we were just in would have saved that information. So the cool part about it now is that you can go in there and you would name the demo belt, and I don't think that it, oh yeah, it did actually. So after you save that information, the nickname, then you can go in here almost every time, or actually every time that someone uses this demo belt, because you don't want to have like a demo belt program where a person just can continuously come in and use a belt and never buy one. So I would limit that to like 1 to 3 uses, probably lean more toward 1, a single use, because they can get the hang of it, using it one time. But for members, obviously, that are using this, you'll want to decipher whether or not they're male or female on this portion of the screen, and then choose their age and weight. So what this will do is it will just configure the belt in a way that's going to be more specific to their body, and will give them more accurate readings during their workout. So after you're done with that, you would just hit the red X, and then you're good to go, and that dumbbell belt is configured. All right, so that is all I have for you today. That's, in a nutshell, how to navigate the Myzone software. And if you have any other questions, definitely be sure to reach out to Luke and Drew at myzone@liftbrands.com. Thank you, everybody.